say that all of the time, but I do. I love to just sit and talk with you and just make it like a friend from one to another. Really. Now, actually, as I sit here, I have a virtual class in, oh gosh, I just realized I don't even have a clock around me, so I'm not gonna know if I'm like late or not, but whatever, it's Zoom, I don't care. He has been sick, our professor, he has been out the entire week, actually, the entire week, and I got up this morning, dread, okay, there was just dread washing over me. It's the type of waking up where you just sit up and you just stare, and you just stare, and you're like, is this gonna happen today? Am I doing this day? Am I really? I got up early because I did not finish the assignments for this class, and I finished one of them. I finished half of the other one. They just, this whole course is very like building knowledge. If you didn't get something before, you're not gonna get any of the new stuff. And since he's been out, we haven't gotten the same experience in the classroom. Teaching this stuff online sucks because you kind of, if you don't understand something, you don't really want to ask it online. I don't know. You know what I mean? And so I just haven't understood some stuff. That's fine. I'll ask about it. I'll figure it out. It's okay. But I have that class coming up, and I got ready for it because it's going to be technically my only class today. Because one of my other courses that would have fallen on this day, we just made it a longer class, and so it's only on 2 days of the week. So I would have only had to drive to campus for one class, and as I got into my car to drive, thank God, I checked my email. Class is going to be held virtually today. I could have slept in. I've been so tired. I've been wanting to sleep so bad. All I want to do is sleep now. I just want to sleep. And I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna get some coffee and I'm still gonna make this a good morning. And so here I am. Now my class being held virtually means I get to chat with you. Oh my gosh. But I think it's long overdue that I talk about the week that I mentioned was a week. Now, seeing it from the future perspective, it's okay. And I know I felt strongly about it in the moment, but now I guess it's both reassuring and a little bit sad. Reassuring in the sense that sometimes those really inundating things can be so small once you look back at them. But also maybe just a little bit sad because some of those feelings have lingered. muscular, but now he's just a couch potato. He's got bad hips. It's not that we don't take him out or anything, but he's got bad hips, like, it's really bad. He kind of limps, so we're doing what we can for him. I have a feeling his breathing is going to be really loud. Yeah, I'm going to adjust him, okay, so that he's not as in deep of a sleep.
Breathing loud, okay?
Okay, so he doesn't want to go outside. And that's okay. You know what? If you hear Mr. Bane breathing in the back, take it as some ambiance, okay? See, he just sighed. What a hard life he has, right? By the way, I don't look like myself anymore because my hair is, especially in contrast with this shirt, my hair is fading so much. I have not touched it up in a very long time. Even when I posted my dye my hair video, dye my hair with me video, that had been pre-recorded for a while. So it's been growing out and it's been fading. And I don't feel myself anymore. I need the orange, okay? I think I'm going to save some of the heavier details of how I felt that week, simply because I think it's something that doesn't need to be told. I think if you've experienced it, you just sort of know that whole of burnout, the whole of I don't think I like anything anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. That was really where I was. And I think that some of it is still carrying over to now, because I still think about what I'm about to tell you. So, good news. I took a step and I connected with the health services on campus, and I'm now allowing myself to find some peace in some counseling sessions. And so far it's been nice. So far it has been good. So I'm happy about that. But that doesn't mean that just because I'm talking to someone that those things just leave. And we've been going over a lot of, I guess, strategies in a sense to soften the intensity of some of my thoughts and to what is it? There's like a triangle he showed me about thoughts, emotions, feelings. Is that it? Or thoughts, actions, and feelings? I'm not sure. I think it's thoughts, actions, and feelings, something. And assignments will be there. The thought of everything I have to do will be there, but it doesn't have to be where I am presently. Wherever I am in that class is wherever I am in that class, but that's not supposed to carry over to when I'm with my friends. That's not supposed to carry over to when I'm at the dinner table with my parents. And that's another thing he's been helping me try to do, is to take the thoughts that are plaguing me every day and to leave them where they are. Because what good will it do to dwell on it? Because that used to be my form of control, and it can't be anymore. To think about it until I'm sick to my stomach. But then I think that I've thought about it enough so that equates to me having control over it. I don't know whose delusion that was, but I need to start living. And surprisingly enough, although the editing on these videos can be quite heavy sometimes, these ones are much easier than the baking ones, of course. But this has brought me so much joy and stability, but also not stability, but a sense of stability. I'm sure you can guess where the not sense of stability comes from, just from the idea that there is an audience, there are analytics, there are things that I may have to think about, but whatever, I'm here, you're here, we're chatting. It does not have to be more than that right now. And which does make me happy, but right now I'm just a little burnt out. That's what it is. And so, regarding that idea that I had hidden in me about, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know if I'm happy, that was hidden, and there was passion attached to it, but I take off that passion and I attach it to a different thing that I'm gonna say. So you guys think I feel so passionate and so angry about something I might be saying, but in reality that's just me trying to give you something of substance that I'm saying, even though it's not actually